Today, we're diving into a massive economic handshake between two regional powerhouses, Turkey and Nigeria. Now, this isn't just some local deal. Their new multi-billion-dollar partnership could be a huge signal of a major shift in global trade. So, what's the magic number at the heart of all this? $5 billion. That's the incredibly ambitious new annual trade target that Turkish President Erdogan and Nigerian President Tinubu are shooting for. And just to put that into perspective for you, we're not talking about a small, gradual increase here. Their current trade volume is around $2 billion. They're aiming to more than double it. It's a massive leap forward. So, how is this all going to shake out? First, we'll look at the handshake itself. Then we'll dive into what's actually inside the agreement, explore the economic ripple effects, and then zoom out to see how this fits into a new kind of global partnership and what it'll really take to make it happen. Okay, so it all kicked off with a high-level meeting in Abuja. This is where the leaders of Turkey and Nigeria sat down to make it official, to formalize what could be a really transformative new chapter in their economic story. And here's the crucial thing to remember. This isn't just any trade deal. It's a very strategic alignment. You've got one of Eurasia's most important players connecting with Africa's single largest economy. This is really about linking two of the most dynamic regions in the world. So, what did the two presidents actually agree to? Well, the whole deal rests on a few core pillars, and let me tell you, they go way beyond just buying and selling stuff. And just look at how broad this cooperation is. It's not only about trade. We're seeing defense and security collaboration, which often brings technology transfer along with it. It also covers huge infrastructure projects. And of course, it's all designed to make investing between the two nations a whole lot easier. Now, with an agreement this big, you have to ask the obvious question: who really benefits from all this? So let's trace the economic ripple effects from the national level right down to individual investors. For Turkey, this is a brilliant strategic move. It gives their exporters, in really key sectors like machinery and automotive goods, a direct pipeline into Nigeria's massive and growing consumer market. It basically positions Nigeria as Turkey's gateway to all of West Africa. And on the flip side, for Nigeria, having this official agreement acts like a giant magnet for foreign investment. It sends a super clear signal to Turkish companies that Nigeria is ready for business, especially in those critical areas like energy and infrastructure. And this part is absolutely key if you're talking about money. When governments get behind a deal like this, it seriously reduces the commercial risk and the uncertainty that often keeps big institutional investors on the sidelines. It just creates a much clearer, safer pathway for opportunities. So, where's that capital most likely to go? Well, you can probably expect to see the biggest investments in construction, logistics, to move all these new goods around, the always crucial energy sector, and even defense manufacturing. Okay, let's zoom out for a minute. This agreement isn't happening in a vacuum. It's actually part of a much bigger story about how global partnerships and economic alliances are shifting all around the world. To really grasp the full potential here, you need to know one acronym, AFCFTA, the African Continental Free Trade Area. Just think of it as a massive, continent-wide single market designed to make trade between African nations super smooth. And because Nigeria is a major leader within the AFCFTA, Turkey isn't just getting access to one country by partnering with them. No, they're getting a strategic foothold into a continental market of over 1.3 billion consumers. The scale of that is just immense. This quote really hits the nail on the head. It captures the geopolitical weight of this deal. What we're seeing is a larger trend where emerging economies like Turkey and Nigeria are building their own powerful alliances, looking beyond their traditional partners in the West. This is a very conscious, strategic move in a world where countries are actively looking for new paths to growth. So, the deal is signed. The ambition is there. But how does this thing actually move from a piece of paper to real, tangible economic growth? What has to happen now to make it real? Well, this is where the real work begins for the technical teams. They have to sit down and hammer out all the nitty-gritty details. We're talking about defining tariff schedules, setting up legal protections for investors, and drawing up specific roadmaps for each and every sector. It's the boring stuff that makes it all work. But here's what might be the most crucial point of all. Government handshakes can open the door, but they can't force anyone to walk through it. The success of this $5 billion goal depends almost entirely on private companies and investors deciding to step up and seize the opportunity. And that really leaves us with a big, lingering question. The framework is in place, the political will is clearly there, but can the private sector truly mobilize the kind of capital needed to turn this powerful diplomatic agreement into a real, lasting economic boom? That's what everyone will be watching.